Pep Guardiola was the coach of Barcelona between 2008 to 2012, where he oversaw the best period of the club's history. During that period, he signed a number of players, and in today's video, we want to look at his last 10 signings and where they are now. And we've got to start with no other person than Gerard Pique. Guardiola signed the Spanish center-back from Manchester United in 2008. Pique had previously been in Barcelona's youth system from 1997 to 2004, and so it wasn't surprising to see him fit in seamlessly upon his return to the club, helping them win the treble, La Liga, UEFA Champions League, and Copa del Rey in Guardiola's first season as manager. He was the first Spanish player to achieve this feat in a single season, and he did it twice in his career. He spent the rest of his career at Barcelona and retired in November 2022, having spent 14 full seasons at the club and winning numerous individual and club trophies, including the FIFA World Cup with Spain in 2010. Some say the next player is bigger than the World Cup. The big center forward has the biggest ego in world football and makes Sergio Ramos seem like Mother Teresa. Guardiola signed world-class footballer Zlatan Ibrahimovic from Inter Milan for a record fee of £62 million. The Swedish striker, known for his acrobatic strikes and volleys, had a solitary season at Barca, which unfortunately turned out to be, in his own words, the worst memory of his glittering career. He left the club after a season and returned to Italy, having signed for AC Milan, and went on to win the Serie A title in his debut season. Ibrahimovic left AC Milan for PSG in 2012, spent 4 years there, and then moved to England to join Manchester United. From there, the prolific striker had a stint with LA Galaxy in the United States before returning to AC Milan. Zlatan's whirlwind career continues to break new grounds. Just 2 months ago, he became the world's oldest goal scorer in Serie A, almost 42. Ibrahimovic isn't quite done yet. Next, we have Dmytro Chigrinsky, the first Ukrainian player to ever play for Barcelona when Pep Guardiola signed him from Shakhtar Donetsk in 2009. He performed poorly in his first season, and it became obvious to both the player and coach that he wasn't a good fit. Dmytro left Barca at the end of that season, having made only 12 appearances. He returned to Shakhtar and was greeted with a 5-year deal, after which he left for fellow league team Dnipro. In 2016, Chigrinsky joined Greek side AEK Athens, where he spent 5 years before moving to newly promoted Ionikos, where he currently plays. In the same 2009, Guardiola signed Brazilian left-back Maxwell from Inter Milan. He spent 3 years at Barca, where he played an important role in helping Barca defend their La Liga title before moving to France to play for PSG, where he stayed until his retirement in 2017. At the time of his retirement, he was the most decorated active footballer in the entire Europe, having won 30 official titles despite being underrated in his era. His retirement from international football was in 2014, shortly after making his only World Cup appearance in Brazil's third-place playoff defeat to the Netherlands. Maxwell, now 42 years old, currently works as the assistant sporting director to Antero Henrique at PSG. Another Brazilian star that Guardiola snapped up was Adriano back in 2010 from Sevilla. He was awarded the number 21 shirt vacated by Dmytro Chigrinsky and came off the bench in quite a number of games at the start. In 2014, he was diagnosed with a heart irregularity and was placed on specific fitness training. He later returned to the squad after receiving clearance from the doctors. Adriano, who is capable of playing as a midfielder or defender on both sides of the pitch, had a 6-year stint at Barca, appearing in 189 competitive games and scoring 17 goals. In 2016, he moved to Besiktas in Turkey and later returned briefly to his home country to play for Atletico Paranaense. In 2019, the defender was sentenced to a 14-month period in jail for tax fraud. After his ordeal, he signed with Eupen, a Belgian First Division A team, on a free transfer. Adriano finally retired at 38 in 2022, having won multiple awards, including 2 UEFA Champions League titles. Not bad. Next up on our list is a name you're familiar with. David Villa. In May 2010, Guardiola acquired the Spanish striker from Valencia for a transfer fee of 40 million euros. He quickly became adapted to the team and scored 23 goals in his first season at the club, proving to be a far better purchase than Ibrahimovic. Villa spent only 3 years at the club before moving on to Atletico Madrid, where he had a brief stint, and then went to the United States to play for New York City FC. From there, he went on loan to Australian A-League team Melbourne City, where he brought the club to the limelight by tripling its attendance. Villa returned to New York City after only 4 games at Melbourne City and finally joined Vissel Kobe in Japan, where he spent just over a year before retiring in January 2020. His most notable career trophy was the FIFA World Cup, which he won with Spain in 2010. Pep Guardiola signed Javier Mascherano from Liverpool in 2010. The Little Chief, as he is fondly called, was known for his tenacity, ability to read the game, hard tackling, and passing accuracy, amongst others. His 8-year period in Barcelona saw him win 5 La Liga, 5 Copa del Rey, and 2 UFR Champions League titles, scoring 6 goals in all, 5 of which were own goals. Crazy, right? In January 2018, the Argentine defensive midfielder left Barca for Hebei China Fortune and thereafter to Estudiantes in Argentina before retiring from professional football in November 2020. Upon retirement, the 38-year-old took up a career in coaching and is currently the manager of the Argentina under-20 team. Ibrahim Afellay joined Barcelona in January 2011 and had a brief stint at the club. A preseason hamstring injury and afterwards an anterior ligament injury kept him out of the squad for 7 months. Upon recovery, he returned to the field mainly as a substitute, and this decreased playing time prompted him to accept a loan offer from Schalke in Germany. He attempted to return to Barca, and while training 2 weeks earlier than the rest of the squad in order to focus on his recovery, he had a thigh injury and had to undergo surgery, which kept him out of the team for another 4 months. In August 2014, Afellay moved to Olympiacos on loan, and Barca finally eased him out at the end of that season. The Dutch winger clinched a deal with Premier League side Stoke City in 2015 and played there for 4 years before moving back to PSV, where he had previously won the Eredivisie title 4 times. Afellay announced his retirement from professional football on the 31st of January 2021. Moving on to one of the biggest names on our list, I'm sure you know Cesc Fabregas pretty well. Guardiola signed the Spanish central midfielder in 2011 from Arsenal in a deal worth 35 million euros. During his 3-year spell at the club, he won a La Liga title, the Copa del Rey, the FIFA Club World Cup, the UFR Super Cup, and 2 Spanish Super Cups. The 2010 FIFA World Cup winner returned to England in 2014 to join Chelsea, where he played for 5 years before moving to Monaco in 2019. Last year, the 36-year-old's sizzling career took a new turn as he signed a 2-year contract with Italian Serie B club Como. The last signing of Guardiola's Barca reign is Alexis Sanchez. Guardiola bought the Chilean footballer from Udinese in July 2011. Sanchez became the first Chilean international to play for Barca. Guardiola was attracted by Sanchez's ability to play in all 3 attacking positions and also his intense defensive skills. His goal was to learn from renowned teammates like Messi and Xavi and help the club win more titles. Sanchez eventually spent only 3 years in Barcelona before leaving for Arsenal for a transfer fee of £31.7 million. The bright striker had a swell time with the Gunners before moving on to rival side Manchester United in 2018. The following year, he joined Inter Milan on loan, spent 3 wonderful years there before moving to France to play for Marseille, where he still is. The Sterling striker has multiple honors and trophies to his name, spanning across various leagues, some of which include the La Liga, Serie A, UFR Super Cup, Copa del Rey, Copa America, Copa Italia, 2 English FA Cups, and a host of others. Which other managers and club signings would you like to see next? Let us know in the comments.